Good morning, beloveds. It's hot out there, and I think that's making me extra sleepy today. And have you ever tried to do something good for somebody and they just absolutely complained all the way through it? We did a clipping last night. Basically, my husband will hold the cat, or cats. I mean, we do them one at a time, obviously, but he will hold the cat, and I will take nail clippers and just nip the tips off of their claws. And we do this for two reasons. One, obviously for our health and safety, because when they get long, they're not as careful. I mean, they don't deliberately scratch you or anything, but they're walking across you and they slip, and then we also do it for their safety because when they scratch themselves, if their claws are really sharp, or if they're running around and they stick to things, the carpet or you, and one of our cats, you'd have thought we were killing him. He kept yanking his paw away from me and just crying, and I was just like, and then we didn't see him again for the for the rest of the night, and I didn't see him until about 10 minutes ago, when I came, or well, rather, when I came back from the walk this morning. He was up in one of the windows, and I was like, so I'm mad, and he skipped breakfast because he was so mad at us, and I was just like, oh, but sweetie, you're hurting us when you are being affectionate. So, this is life where we are absolutely trying to do the right thing, and it's uncomfortable and it's hard, but we got to push through and do the right thing for health and safety. Fortunately, I think at this point everybody's had their claws clipped that needed it, so we're done. It'll be another 2 or 3 weeks before anybody is going to need it, but oh my God. That is a life lesson. Doing the right thing isn't always fun, and it isn't always easy, but it's necessary. So take from that what you will. Today is July 10th. Our title is I Give Thanks for the Blessing of God. And our Bible quote is, "And he took 5 loaves and 2 fishes and looked up to heaven. He blessed and brake and gave the loaves to his disciples and the disciples to the multitude." 5 loaves and 2 fishes, which this particular is from Matthew 14:19. So they started out with 5 loaves and 2 fishes and ended up with like 5 basketfuls of leftover bread. However the miracle happened, it was a miracle. Up to the point of there's a possibility that everybody had food, but they didn't have enough. They didn't think that they had enough to share. And so when Jesus said, well, what have we got? We are going to share what we've got. Everybody else went, oh, well, he doesn't have much, but he's sharing. Maybe I should too. That is a miracle in and of itself. So all it takes is one person to share, and then everybody else, it's like it gives everybody else permission to share. Oh, well, maybe there's not enough to go around, but I can share what I've got. And that includes your gifts. So let's see what Ernest has to say today. All right. Have you and I had the faith to bless that which perhaps seemed so very small, a loaf of bread and a fish, and expect it to become multiplied in our experience to such an extent that it would not only bless us, but also bless everyone around us? We cannot help but believe that Jesus broke the bread and blessed it in his own mind. He saw it multiplied and growing and flowing out to those around him. This is an example we should follow. To bless what we have, recognizing that it flows from a limitless source, we are merely using it and distributing it. There is always more. The limitless resources of the Spirit are at our command. The power of the infinite is at our disposal. We have as much to use as we know how to take. But the taking is a thing of the thought, the will, the imagination. It is a thing of an inward feeling or an interior awareness in that place where the mind has unified itself with the living Spirit. Today, I bless everything I have. I bless everyone around me. I bless the events that transpire in my life and the conditions and situations that surround me. I bless everything that goes out and everything that comes in. I acknowledge an increase of right action in everything that I do, say, or think. I bless myself and others, for we are all partakers in the same divine nature. All living in the one mind, all animated by the same presence, all sustained by the one power. Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. In joy and in love, my blessing rests on everything. In confidence and in peace, the blessing of God rests upon me. Okay. So, 365, Signs of Mind. Oh. Have you and I had the faith to bless that which perhaps seems so very small? It's not necessarily about material things. What about your gifts? Have you thought, maybe I don't have as much to say, or I don't have as much that I could do? I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to do. Sometimes the littlest thing that you can do is simply be there, be a presence, sit there. You know, have you ever thought about it's not enough? Well, the good news is, according to Ernest, you're wrong. It is enough because it is coming from an inexhaustible source. Okay, so that seems so very small, a loaf of bread or a fish, and expect it to become multiplied in your experience to such an extent that it would not only bless us, but bless everyone around us. I mean, that's faith. If you have that small thing, and you bless it and then offer it, and it goes so much further than you thought it would. We cannot help but believe that Jesus broke the bread and blessed it. In his own mind, he saw it multiplied and growing and flowing out to those around him. We don't know what he thought. We don't know because he didn't tell anybody. It didn't get written down. But what happened indicates that is what he thought, because that's how Science of Mind works. That's how prayer works. That's how blessing is you focus on the out picturing. It's like, this is the way that I want the world to work. So I have these loaves and I have these fishes and I see them feeding everybody. I don't get to say how it happened. I just get to say, this is what happened. So we're pretty sure that's what Jesus did. And actually that's the first time I've ever heard Ernest's interpretation of that. So I'm really glad that I got this one today. Okay, this is an example we should follow. To bless what we have, recognizing that it flows from a limitless source. We are merely using it and distributing it. So that's what it's like when we're working on things. One of the things we want to remember is it's not our willpower. it is a power flowing through us. So we don't have to worry about wearing out and getting tired, because the power isn't coming from us, it's coming through us. There is always more. The limitless resources of spirit are at our command. The command to which we are willing to accept. The power of the infinite is at our disposal. We have as much to use as we know how to take. Conscious. We have to consciously do this. All right. And how big is your container? How big is your bucket? If you're going to go to this limitless river, how big is your bucket? Maybe you don't want a bucket. Maybe you want to get a hose. Plug that hose in with a pump and pump that inexhaustible supply of power out, because it will never run out. And then you don't have to wear yourself out running back and forth with a bucket. It's an interesting analogy, right? Can you tell I was in engineering? We have as much to use as we know how to take, but the taking is a thing of thought, the will and imagination. It is a thing of an inward feeling or interior awareness in that place where the mind has unified itself with a living spirit. So if we are going to use these resources, we have to realize that we are one with these resources, that we are made of the same stuff as these resources, which is what allows us to let it flow through us. All right. Today, I bless everything I have. I bless everyone around me. I bless the events that transpire in my life, the conditions and situations that surround me. I bless everything that goes out and everything that comes in. I mean, power statement after power statement after power statement. Thich Nhat Hanh says, walk in such a way that your feet bless the earth. I acknowledge an increase of right action in everything I do, say, or think. So, this is what I want. Right action. I want to say the right words. I want to do the right thing. I want to think the right things. And so I am acknowledging them. I'm acknowledging that right action is what I am doing. Because the more I focus on the right action, the more it comes to me. And I'm not talking about judging your actions. That's not what we're talking about here. It's focusing on what we know is right, because we are coming at it from a head/heart place. Not from the head, not from the heart, but a head/heart. It's like wherever your heart takes you, take your head along. And wherever your head goes, make sure your heart goes with it. All right. I bless myself and others, for we are all partakers of the same divine nature. All living in the one mind, all animated by the same presence, all sustained by the one power. We are all one. We are the multitude from the one. We are the multitude in the one. We are these wonderfully diverse expressions of God, or diverse expressions of spirit. But we're all made of the same stuff, and we're all using the same power. But the good news is there's an inexhaustible supply. And no matter how many of us are using it, it will never run out. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. In joy and in love, my blessing rests on everything. And that's a great place to come at blessing, from joy and from love. Jesse said something in class the other night about blessing, and now I don't remember what it is. So I'll go look at my notes and I'll put it in the comments. It's not an external thing. It can come from within, from the heart place. In confidence and in peace, the blessing of God rests upon me. And if the blessing of God rests upon me, so too do I know that the blessing of God rests upon you. All right, so our mission, should we choose to accept it today, is to bless everything. To bless everything. And that means that if you are driving somewhere, to bless the driver that cuts you off. And to bless the birds that sing outside of your window. And to bless the cat that cried the entire time that you were trying to do something good for him while you clipped his claws. Bless everything. Because when you bless, then the good multiplies. When you bless that driver that cut you off, it softens your heart. And you cut that driver some slack. And then you cut the next driver some slack. And it just multiplies. And then everybody's driving a little kinder. All right. I am going to move on with my day. Tomorrow is Saturday, which means that I could be on time or I might be a little late. So I'm asking you to cut me a little slack there so that I can go run in the park and have some fun with the squirrels. All right? Have a fantastic day. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Get that fresh air. Get that fresh perspective. Do what you need to do to make it a fantastic day. The movement. Hop, skip, jumps, walk, run, sing, dance. Whatever it takes to get that mind and body moving so that you can have that fantastic day. All right. Reverend David will be on sometime around 5 with you. I will be back with you tomorrow after I have some fun in the park with the squirrels. And drink lots of water, please, because it is hot out there. They are talking, the heat index is like 110. All right? Have a fantastic day, beloveds.